Alright, what's up? We're live. So I gotta find a good spot to sit this. I guess that'll do, right? But if I come up here to the microphone, see, that's not going to be good because I'm going to end up we're all going to end up here. So.
It has good light. No, that did have really freaking good light.
Do you want your tripod?
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. Great idea.
Here. You got that for us, Lane?
Heck yeah.
That is actually, no, that's when that comes in handy.
Well, this thing's came in handy a lot. So what's up, everybody? We're about to record the WrestleMania episode, and we had a ton of problems with my webcam, so now we're using my phone. But we think this might actually be better quality anyway. So
HD, 4K.
Maybe not 4K, but
Still get my bald head.
you could, Mr. Meeseeks.
what do you think? Like right about here, is that alright?
Yeah. Okay, don't talk about voice crack.
I mean, it's like super close. So we're all kind of like right here, so that'll work,
Gotcha,
right?
buddy.
So, whatever you lean in. Like, lean in like you always do. Okay? And,
Yeah,
like,
I think we're
yeah.
good. Alright, cool. So this is our new live setup. We're gonna do it this way from now on.
Yeah, but like, because this is actually a really good lake.
Yeah.
Chicken Megan.
My name is Chicken Man.
Hi, Chicken Megan.
What's up, Chicken Megan?
So,
Alright,
shout out to Chicken Megan.
Post on the Twitters.
Yeah, I will. So welcome to the Howdy Inc. channel for the first time for Howdy Radio. Normally we do this on
actually does
Lane's
look a lot better.
station, but we've decided to start switching it over so that all three of our podcasts are on the same channel now, which obviously makes sense. Alright, you're gonna have to quit texting me because that is gonna get distracting. I need this to be able to tweet about the show.
Just do it real quick.
Okay.
Shouldn't stop the stream. should it?
I don't know what will happen.
Maybe. It
You're live.
did not.
Okay, so
Just go fast. Go.
I've
Boom.
tried
See?
before.
We're alive again. We're still alive.
Alright, cool. Let's freaking do this. Alright, so this is not the start of the episode. This is the start of this segment. So we are not starting it as the beginning of the episode. Let me check the microphone. Test, test, test.
Hello. Test.
Howdy.
Hello. Test. Hello.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Alright, so you bring it in and bring it in, say, welcome to the second annual Howdy Radio,
The Next Generation WrestleMania Prediction Spectacular.
Yeah!
I'm gonna botch
Say
that
that.
so
No, you
hard.
nailed it on the very first try last year, remember?
Because I thought because that was improvised. Because we
No,
could,
it was not.
No, we
We
could not
came
think
up-
of a
no,
name
we
right
wrote it
beforehand.
down.
No, right beforehand we could not think of the name, and I had to at the very end. You pressed it, and then I was like, "Welcome everyone to the first annual Howdy Radio, the Next Generation WrestleMania Spectacular."
All right.
I'm like, yeah.
So here we go. Ready?
I remember that episode.
And then we'll introduce a special guest, and then
How many episodes is this?
and then we'll get into it.
Just 3, 4,
3, 4.
something like that.
Something like that. All right, we ready? But I want you to bring it in because you brought it in last time. Ready?
Welcome to the second annual Howdy Radio, the Next Generation WrestleMania Predictions Spectacular.
I want to redo it.
That's I botched it. I told you, I
You just
botched.
slipped up a little bit.
Should write it down.
No, no,
I
write it down.
I
You
got it. I just botched it the first one.
That's all right.
Watch your
I
mania.
botched it. I botched it even more than every single one of Brock Lesnar's matches.
Ready?
Oh.
Ready?
Yes. Welcome to the second annual Howdy Radio, the Next Generation WrestleMania Prediction Spectacular
Yeah!
Extravaganza.
No, we gotta keep the same name. All right, so here we go. It's WrestleMania weekend. It is time for our predictions. We've got me and Lane. We were here last year for the first annual edition.
Yes.
And for the second annual edition, we have brought in our good Howdy Inc. friend, Mr. Brian Taggart.
Hello there.
Can you scoot up a little bit?
No.
I know
'cause
there's
you guys
like
are,
no
in the
no
way.
room whatsoever.
The
but-
answer is no.
So Taggart here has he's done a few episodes of the Unknown podcast with us here lately, and what is the big deal here is that this weekend we're starting our own new podcast that is the Unknown Wrestling Podcast. Me and him will be hosting that. So we kind of thought what a cool way to kind of cross over with this kind of stuff is that so to have him on the prediction episode of Howdy Radio. So then you'll be able to listen to our new podcast in a couple of days and see how all of these predictions turned out and stuff. So make sure you do that. So that's the Unknown Wrestling Podcast. Will be premiering immediately after WrestleMania is over. It'll be live on the Howdy Inc. YouTube
At like
channel.
1 in the morning.
It will be like midnight, 1 in the morning. It will be super late. And that's going to be awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to starting up
So
that
am
podcast.
I allowed to listen to this one?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. This is. I have a feeling this might like end up being like our biggest podcast yet. I think we might be able to pull this off as like something really cool,
But
and I'm really looking.
This
forward
one
to it.
has done pretty well too.
Yeah,
So
it has. So I'm really looking forward to it. So it's an awesome weekend this weekend because we got right now. Obviously, we're doing Howdy Radio. Tomorrow night is an episode of the Unknown Podcast, and then Sunday night is the debut of the Unknown Wrestling Podcast. So that's a super cool weekend for Howdy Inc. And it's WrestleMania weekend. There is just a bunch of cool stuff going on. So
Lots of wrestling.
lots
Lots
of
and lots of
wrestling.
wrestling.
So I'm really, really excited about this weekend. This is awesome. So there's a lot of matches. So I feel like we
I'm pretty
need
sure there's 13 matches on the card.
we need to get going.
1,
So
2,
we
3,
have
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13 matches.
I want to give a shout out to PW Scorecards on Twitter. They put together these fantastic scorecards for every WWE pay-per-view. And that's what we've got in front of us here that we're just going to go over the winners and the losers of the match, or the winners of the match, but these scorecards have tons of extra stuff like who's going to win, who's going to pin, all that stuff and everything, but we're not going to get into that on this show, but that is some stuff we'll start getting into on Unknown Wrestling. So, but for now, we're going to stick to just the winners.
I
like
didn't
we
even
did.
finish that part.
Yeah, we've still got till Sunday to finish all of that
Yeah.
stuff. So I say we start with this page here that I think we're all
Yes.
on.
Are we
now.
on? Nope.
Taggart, so if you'll switch to your other page, because that is kind of the lesser known matches, right? Am I right about that, or am I wrong about that?
That's-
Well, it's
this is-
205 first, so
Okay,
yeah.
no, I'm sorry.
It kind
So
of combine them all together.
it does combine them all together. I'm sorry. Let's start with the other page. Let's start with the green
Why
page.
why is it green? Why is it color coded?
I don't know.
why.
All right, so let's just go into it, guys. WrestleMania this year. Are you guys looking forward to it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This sounds like one of the more better ones from the last couple years.
Yeah. So I think part of it might be I've just kind of got into wrestling a little bit more
Enough
recently.
to make a podcast.
Yeah. So I've followed it a little bit more than I have in the past leading up to WrestleMania. I've watched a lot more leading up to WrestleMania than I have in the
There's
last
been a
few
lot
years.
of like tinier
There's-
shows.
There's been some good stuff. So I think there's a decent card this year. There's obviously a few filler matches on here that I don't care about, but that's to be expected. But overall, I think they've put together a pretty decent card. So I hope they pull off
And you know
something good.
WrestleMania always got some kind of surprises. in
We hope
store.
so, because I don't think there was any last year.
yeah,
really, was there?
freaking the Hardys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. All right. So this year we're going to start with.
Wasn't there one more also? I know there was the Hardys. The Hardys was the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. that was
I
it.
hope this year kind of surpasses the last couple years. The last couple years have been kind of subpar, so I hope they do something with it this year.
Is anybody hosting it this year?
Not that I've heard of. No, that's unnecessary. So I hope they don't do
The New
that.
Day did pretty well last year.
We'll disagree with that. I don't like.
How did you
I
disagree?
I think that's pointless. I don't think that serves
It was
any purpose.
one of those like funny kind of like New Day's hosting and that they
Yeah.
brought out the
I just don't like the
Hardys.
New Day very much. I know that's a very
Why?
unpopular opinion, but I don't know.
Pancakes.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the first one on this page here. We've got the Women's Battle Royal formerly known as the Mae Young Battle Royal, until we all realized how terrible of a human being she was.
No, that's Moolah.
Moolah, I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sorry. Moolah. It was the fabulous Moolah Battle Royal until we realized what of a terrible person she is. So they took her
I have
name
no idea
off
what you
of.
guys are talking about, but okay.
She basically like sold human beings and like a person, like, yeah, it's a terrible thing. She did
Yeah.
terrible stuff.
Okay.
So WWE named the Battle Royal after her because she's a prominent figure in wrestling history. But then once they put her name on it, like, people like came out of the woodwork, like, no, like that woman did some terrible things. Like, take her name off of there.
Yeah.
And people started like pushing towards which was it, Doritos or one of the big sponsors of the show.
Rocket League.
No, it wasn't Rocket League. It was another one of the sponsors. M&M's, maybe? I don't remember. So,
Snickers.
Snickers, yes. So people started, like, kind of going at Snickers and being like, look, like, you don't want to be the sponsor of a show that has this terrible woman's name associated with it. So Snickers kind of started pushing at the WWE, saying, like, maybe that's not a good idea. So WWE changed it, and now it is...
KFC's also a big one.
Now, but it was Snickers is specifically who this one was. So they ended up changing it, and now it's just called the Women's Battle Royal. It doesn't have a name
Royale.
associated with it. So
generic.
But that's okay. It doesn't have to have a name connected to
Yeah.
it.
They
Especially,
should have been Mae Young. That would have been good.
yeah, absolutely.
Don't
Right.
they already
But
have
I
one
guess they
of that?
have the Mae Young.
They have the Mae Young Classic.
tournament.
Yeah.
So, but whatever. It don't have to have a name
But
connected
let's
to
get to these predictions.
it. So who, Lane, let's start with you. Who do you got? These ones are hard because we never even really know everybody.
They
in it.
mostly just like right here, just
They
if
kind
you're,
of tell
if you're
you.
watching it here, they kind of just like show you
Yeah.
who's in it.
Yeah.
That's mostly just one of those people are gonna win.
Probably. I
So-
mean, but sometimes there's an upset and there's a surprise. But whatever. Who do you have
It's
on this
WrestleMania,
one?
they don't have upsets.
Who do you got?
Besides Brock Lesnar.
Who do you got?
Okay. I have Sasha. I have Sasha Banks.
Taggart?
I have Bailey.
I also have Sasha Banks. So two of us Sasha, one of us Bailey.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Bailey's gonna be. I think it's gonna be them last two
Yeah, you're probably
because
right
they're
about
like
that.
the friends and stuff.
And they've been feuding a little bit lately, and they've been going back and forth. So you're right. But see, I say that, and I start thinking that out loud. Then I kind of start thinking Bailey maybe over Sasha because Bailey could kind of use the push more than Sasha could. Sasha is pretty well established. I mean,
I
so
see.
is Bailey too, though.
I
But
see why it's green because it's all SmackDown and Raw together.
no, okay.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right, so Women's Battle Royal, that's a part of the pre-show kickoff that starts at 5 o'clock. That's technically not WrestleMania, it's the pre-show. There's 3 matches on that one. The Women's Battle Royal is one of them. So
Yeah.
I hope Sasha wins. I like Sasha Banks, so I'd like to see her win. Is that any other thoughts on that match?
No, not really.
It's just a Women's Battle Royal, big deal.
Yeah.
And then
I don't
there's
think you'd be too upset if either one of them got it.
yeah.
Bailey or
Yeah.
Sasha.
Yeah.
They not both, but Bailey definitely needs to push right now. But like
Well, they both do, to be honest with you.
Sasha,
Yeah.
not really.
But, I
Sasha's
mean,
been
there's-
doing
there's-
really good.
There's people that are even like, a tier below those guys
Yeah.
that if we're talking about somebody that needs a push, I mean, somebody could really kind of get over by winning one of those kind of
I can
things.
smell that Yingling.
Yeah. So, then there's also a men's battle royal. Is that the Andre the Giant battle royal? Do we still call it that? Because it doesn't say it on the card here, but
I think it is.
did we find out that Andre the Giant sold human beings also?
No, I
No,
think
that
that
did not
is the Andre the Giant.
Yeah, I
Pretty
think
sure
you're
it
right.
is.
All right, so the men's battle
Rob
royal
Gronkowski
according.
will come out again.
Yeah.
Maybe next year he'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame was tonight. We didn't watch it.
Yeah.
So the men's battle royal. Who do you got, Lane?
I have Dolph Ziggler.
Taggart, who you got?
Matt Hardy.
I also have Matt Hardy. It's so funny that like we've kind of 2 people have agreed on 2 matches so far.
I kind of went with like the odd man that like hasn't done too much,
Yeah,
and I think he's just gonna get a huge push.
yeah.
And win.
He's-
Even though if you win this thing, you don't get a push.
I'd
You
say
just,
he's
like,
due for
Yeah.
it.
yeah, I get 5 seconds of awesomeness,
Yeah.
and then I leave.
I mean, they should use it to give somebody a push, but
Yeah.
you're right. They kind of.
But Baron Corbin's, he kind of started his career because that was his first WWE match.
Yeah.
He won Andre the Giant last year.
Okay.
So that kind of
Mojo
gave him a
was
bigger
Mojo.
push.
Was it Mojo that won it last year?
Yeah, the first one,
Yeah.
Baron Corbin won.
Okay.
Oh, Big
Right?
Show.
Is that right?
Big Show.
Big Show.
Yeah,
okay,
Big
then
Show.
the year after that.
Then it was Baron, and then it was Mojo.
Yeah, because of Rob.
Dang, like I'm pretty good with some wrestling stuff, but you guys remembering that, like, I wouldn't have remembered any of those.
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not doubting you guys in the least
I
bit.
think I should take over your spot on this podcast.
There you go. You can have it. It's yours. I think like, you know, they could kind of do something more with Matt Hardy than what they're doing now. Like, they need another main eventer, and maybe Matt Hardy could be that guy.
No.
So.
And he's coming off all that stuff with Bray Wyatt too. I mean,
That
that
stuff
would
was
give
cool.
him a good push.
That little thing was a cool storyline.
Yeah.
Besides the delete
I
stuff.
didn't get to watch that.
God, the
whole-
delete stuff, man. Like, I
Yeah.
hate the
It
Matt
was
Hardy
like
delete
the-
stuff. Do we all agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's
besides that,
so
Billy was
but
doing
it's
the
so over though.
Yeah.
Like when
It
he
is.
does it,
Very
like the
over.
whole audience like goes nuts with it, and I just think everybody looks
Do
so
a Matt,
stupid.
well, if you have a chance to do that with Matt Hardy, you would do it, right? If Matt Hardy was standing this close to you and he was doing
Okay,
this,
Maybe
would you
in
do it?
that situation, but if I'm in the arena, I'd be the guy that's sitting there like, no, this is
Yeah.
stupid.
you're trying to be doing the like Bray Wyatt stuff and then you like break your back.
I don't know. I think the delete thing is just it's so like what does it even mean? I don't understand it at all.
It's just
It's
weird.
a technical term where you actually like for erase.
What for what?
It's a technical term for erase, delete.
Oh, erase.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay.
I
God,
heard something
knew
about
that.
I heard something about race.
I
I
didn't
was like,
know.
wait a second.
I was being a smart aleck.
All right. So Matt Hardy, and who?
Ziggler.
Ziggler.
All right. So definitely, like, you'll have to tune in next week. So next week on Howdy Radio, we won't have like a huge segment on Mania, but we will have a little segment where we go over, like we did last year, the week after. We'll go over
Who won and stuff.
yeah, who of us got the most ones right and stuff like that. So we definitely keep track of all that stuff. That's what
Yeah.
makes it fun. All right. So the next one. At least on our scorecards here, is kind of the first match that's worth a crap, I guess. The mixed tag team match, we got Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey, who is making her WWE wrestling debut in this match, versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. So, I mean, this one has some potential to it. I don't think it'll be like the best wrestling match
Definitely
in
will
the
not
world
be
or
the-
anything like that, but
Definitely
It's-
would not be the showstopper.
everybody's definitely got their eye on Ronda
Yeah.
Rousey. This is her first match. What is she gonna do? How's she gonna, you know,
Nothing.
what is she? Like, you know, we don't know what she is as a,
Probably doesn't know how to
as
wrestle.
a, yeah.
She knows how to pick people. She knows how to pick people up and slam them, and then put them in submission. That's
Yeah.
all she knows how to do.
I think that you're probably right.
I've
but,
seen her fight in
but
UFC.
you haven't seen her wrestle. We don't know what she's been doing as far as training for wrestling and stuff. I mean, she might have been at NXT working, you know, for the last 9 months
think she
behind the
has
scenes.
been.
And I agree. I think that probably
That's
is what
not a
has
long
happened.
time to be having a WrestleMania match.
I mean, it's kind of not. You're right about that. Most people that have a WrestleMania match have paid their dues for years and
Yes.
years
I
and
think,
years.
honestly, I
but
think Triple H and Kurt Angle are going to do the most of the work in that match.
I agree.
and then
yeah.
the ending is just gonna be Steph gets tagged, and then Ronda gets
Yeah,
tagged, and
because
then
I mean,
Ronda
you
puts
got
her
to
in a
look at
submission.
the pairing of this. You've got Kurt Angle, who I don't know that he can really put on that quality of a match anymore. But anybody that wrestles Triple H can make anybody look good.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's how that'll work. Steph obviously can't wrestle worth a crap. She's not.
He
a
knew how to
wrestler.
make
That's
Sting.
all there is to it.
He knew how to make Sting fight in WrestleMania 31 when he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That was not a good match.
No,
but,
it was not.
But Triple H was able to make it seem like an okay match.
Yeah.
Since Sting wasn't able to do like
Because
anything.
He's one of the head guys, and he made it happen that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was an actual like good match, because Lord knows Sting's been around for what 30
Yeah.
some years.
Yeah.
Too long.
So
Yeah, I mean Sting was great back in the day, but I
Yeah.
mean he doesn't wrestle that much anymore. So
He
he
doesn't
Hey, his
wrestle
comeback was
anymore.
yeah,
kind
well
of
now he doesn't
his
wrestle
comeback
anymore,
was
yeah.
kind of cool.
I mean
I loved it.
I think the whole him in the WWE. I wish he never would have came to the WWE. I wish that never would have happened.
He had one
He
more
was
match
he
against
was the
Triple H.
he was the one and only wrestler out there that had never worked for the WWE before. That had always turned them down. And once he finally came to WWE, I don't think that he did anything that was worth anything.
Then he did the Seth stuff.
I don't think he did anything worth anything. And I don't think it added to his career.
Do you remember the
Yes.
Seth and him stuff? That storyline was awesome.
Yeah,
He
I like
threw
that.
the big huge statue into the
Yeah,
garbage thing. That was
I remember
super
that.
cool.
All right. But it never went anywhere. There was never any
'Cause he got
payoff
hurt.
for it. Yeah, he did get hurt. You're right. All right, so who do we
He
got?
Might, he might.
I
If he
think
went
if he
back
would have been
hurt,
healthy, you probably would have had another run at the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
Honestly,
How did he got hurt by who?
Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did that buckle bomb in the corner
Yeah.
and hurt his neck.
Yeah. Right on. All right, so picking winners here. I mean, I'm looking forward to this match. This is definitely one I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
see, mainly to see what Rousey does. I mean, obviously that's the selling
Nothing.
point of it, but I think she might come out and surprise us. I
I don't-
really
I-
do. I hope she
personally,
does.
I
I
hope
don't-
she don't get on the mic. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, she is absolutely terrible on the mic. Every time she's held a mic, it has just been so terrible.
She's been getting better, but like,
Yeah, but
She's still got a lot of work to do.
yeah,
Yeah.
she does. So,
But that'll happen. It'll happen in time because
Yeah.
she's not going anywhere.
yeah, she's got a long-term contract.
definitely
so
didn't
hopefully...
work in NXT with her promos.
Oh well. So who have you got winning this one, Lane?
Amanda.
Taggart?
Same. Kurt and Ronda.
Yeah. I mean, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Obviously, Rousey's not going to come in and lose her first fight. Triple H and Steph are just there to put her over. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's obvious. I'd be shocked if anything other than that happened.
Yeah.
So
Stranger things have happened.
that is true.
WrestleMania 30 by chance?
Referring to what?
We were outside smoking and.
Oh, and we missed the Undertaker lose.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid. Smoke free now for 4 years or something like that.
My story is now, I know it's not the
And now he's
actual
retired.
reason why you stopped smoking, but my story has always been because you miss the Undertaker,
Yeah.
lose his streak, that you stop smoking.
One of my favorite Facebook posts I ever made was it was the WrestleMania after that one, and I said last year I missed the Undertaker losing at WrestleMania because I took a smoke break, and this year I'm 11 months and 7 days smoke free or something. So it was like a couple weeks after WrestleMania
Yeah.
happened. So
That put you over the
Yeah,
edge.
we were not expecting that at all.
no, I was like
Lose.
Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. This match was going to be terrible. I have no interest in watching it.
Let's go have a
Let's go.
cigarette.
Now's a good time to go have a
Right
cigarette.
afterwards, oh look, Undertaker's in
then
the hospital.
Tyler runs outside. Undertaker just lost, and we're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, he really did. And I was like, I've watched every Undertaker match, and I just missed it because I was outside smoking. And that really was kind of.
But don't worry, Brock
like
Lesnar
me.
doesn't know how to fight, and he botched like every single one of his moves that Mr. McMahon missed the main event of WrestleMania 30 because of it.
Yeah.
So I missed my kid's birth because I was outside smoking a cigarette.
Oh,
And then
did you?
Yeah. And then I missed the Undertaker losing his
Yeah.
first WrestleMania match because I was smoking a
Yeah,
cigarette.
we quit smoking.
3 years smoke free, by the way.
Heck yeah. All right, so Angle and Rousey, of course,
Like
they're
the
going to win
beginning,
that match.
Like you miss your child's birth. That was like, okay, but then
But then the Undertaker
you were
loses.
like,
It's like,
this,
I gotta-
this is outrageous.
Yeah, I got to do something about this.
Well, there's been times I quit and then start back up.
Yeah. But not again. That won't happen again.
Yes.
All right, so next
not
up,
wrestling anymore.
we have got Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This is Daniel Bryan's return to wrestling. He has been out for, does anybody know how
3
long?
years, I
3
believe.
years. He has been out. He had
Crazy.
some pretty serious injuries to where people kind of never really thought he'd wrestle
The
again.
fucking
So
Kane.
now he's back again.
It was
And,
the stupidest thing. So you know how like Kane and Undertaker are the only people who are allowed to do tombstones anymore?
yeah,
So
and the WWE.
So
yeah.
Daniel Bryan lost 3 years of his career because Kane botched a tombstone power driver.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
You have said the word botched 800 times this episode. Just be aware of that.
not really.
Kind
You
of.
said
said it
botch
once.
before we started the
But
podcast.
before. Not that's the first time I've said it.
All right. So
during the
is
podcast.
anybody into this match? Like, is this something anybody's looking
Yes,
forward to?
it's Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's his
Yeah.
return.
And
I'll
I
mark out for it.
But there
yeah,
are a lot.
I like everybody involved in the match. I
There are-
love
me too.
Shane McMahon. So
There are lots of things that are saying that because if Daniel loses with Shane, then Kevin and Sammy get their jobs back. But
yeah,
if they
there's-
lose,
Yeah.
there's the
then
division.
they don't have the. Then they still don't have the jobs.
Yeah.
So everybody's thinking. There's rumors that Daniel is going to turn on Shane,
Yeah.
and they're gonna lose the match,
Yeah.
and then that's gonna be a rivalry with Shane and Daniel.
Yeah. I think
Which
that's.
I think will be a
I think that's
really
what's
good
gonna
rivalry.
happen. Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast this morning though, and they
Name
were
drop it. What podcast?
the Taz show.
The Taz Show. One
How
or
many
two
Z's?
Z's. Yeah.
Just one.
One Z.
And he's got his producer on there, and his producer thinks that though Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will lose,
Mm-hmm.
and then when they do the whole superstar shakeup,
Yeah.
they'll go to Raw.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a
That-
possibility.
yeah, that-
but they're
could
being fired.
But is
So-
it fired from WWE or is
Yeah.
it fired from SmackDown?
And it
Well,
also
well,
doesn't
they
matter
still
if
have the
somebody gets
contract.
fired.
They still have the contract, so
And how many people have gotten fired
Right,
in the past
exactly.
and then came back and
Right. They can
John
get fired, and then Kurt
Steve
Angle
Austin.
can be like, "Well, I'm hiring them for Raw," and that,
Yeah.
I mean, they can easily do that. So
'cause Kevin Owens is my nephew.
yeah,
What?
that's exactly what'll happen. All right,
Like
who
you
do
did
you
with
got?
that one kid.
Yeah, what's that guy's name?
Oh,
Jason
Hornswoggle?
Jordan. Yeah.
No, Jason Jordan's
not-
is
Oh,
Kurt Angle's
Swoggle.
son.
I didn't remember that storyline. One spot when Mr.
That was
McMahon.
Yeah.
awesome. That was hilarious.
That was awesome. I don't
Wasn't
know.
it his son? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was his son. That was so stupid.
And he hired.
It was
What's his
really
name?
funny though.
He hired. Who was
The
it?
whole thing
that,
was like pretty well executed.
that Mr.
all
McMahon
considering.
hired someone
they
to
found
like.
out Triple H
keep
is
him-
just like busting a gut laughing.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Yep.
that's what probably made it
Yeah.
most funny.
I
Who do you
think
got on
he
this
like took a drink of water, and then you heard that the results are in it. It's like he is your son, and he spit out a bunch of water and was laughing. Cause that was hilarious.
Who do you got, Lane?
I got Daniel and Shane. Wait a second, why did I do that? I have Kevin and Sammy. Why did I write down Daniel? I just said that I think that Sammy and Kevin are gonna win because Daniel's gonna turn on Shane. I
Alright.
don't know why I put that down. I think I forgot about that.
Okay.
So-
So what's your official pick?
Kevin and Sammy.
Okay.
Uh,
Taggart, who you got?
and somewhere. I have Owens and Zayn.
I do too.
Okay. So we all have the same
We
thing.
all agree on that one, yeah. It's two that we all agree on now.
We have spent 23 minutes on 4 matches. Let's hurry this up.
No, I mean it's the WrestleMania episode.
Yeah.
Like I
I
mean
understand that,
we
but
knew
we
that
spent
we're gonna talk
23
about
minutes on
WrestleMania for a
on
while.
4 matches.
This is our episode.
I'm actually gonna talk this episode.
All right. Next up, yeah, Lane didn't say a word on the.
I heard that one.
I was silent, Bob.
Yeah, he didn't say a word, and again, I'm sorry about that. But it was an awesome episode.
Yeah, I like
It was cool to listen to.
Yeah. All right. So next up is the third match that's a part of the pre-show. It's the cruiserweight. They've been doing a big old tournament going on for a while now. So the last match finally happens at WrestleMania, and that is two people that I've never heard of in my life because I haven't followed the cruiserweights
you've
at all.
heard of Cedric Alexander.
Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. Do you know them, Taggart?
I have no idea.
Okay.
You've heard of Alexander before. He's
Okay.
been on Raw before.
Well, that's who I picked to win.
same
That's me too.
Okay.
because I haven't heard of the other guy before.
Yeah, I didn't know anything.
And
about
also,
that.
I know that Alexander's good.
picked-
So
Is he the guy that does the lumbar check?
yes,
I love that move. That thing's bad.
I think it's funny that
he's bad.
we're getting ready to start our own wrestling podcast, and we're like, I've never heard of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
We're gonna have to take
That
off.
was a couple of years ago when we like started watching again. Like, who are these guys?
Yeah, who are these people? I still don't know everybody. I mean, they're
I'm
they're
gonna-
not all worth knowing. I mean,
Before-
that's all there is to it.
Before like you make like your second episode and I come on, I
Yeah.
need to I need to watch Raw with you and watch SmackDown with you right after.
Well,
or
see,
something.
Your
Here-
son needs to educate us.
Here's part. I mean, I follow along with enough to know what's going on
you
anymore.
follow
For the
Twitter.
most
That's
part.
all you do.
I mean, that's and r/squared circle is a huge part of my wrestling. But whatever. But like, I mean, I feel like when we go into doing our own podcast, like I'll be the first to admit, like I don't know everything.
Right.
Like, I mean, there's a ton of these podcasts to where like they are the most knowledgeable wrestling people in the world or whatever. So like whatever, like that's what
for
they
what
do.
culture?
But,
That's
like,
not you guys.
I
Right.
feel like just because I don't know everything doesn't mean that we
Yeah.
can't still put on
Exactly.
an entertaining show. So
Yeah, you're
I'll
right.
be the first to admit, like I don't know everybody. There's too
Yeah.
many of them to know everybody.
See?
So that's perfectly okay by me. And I don't know these guys, but I'll watch them wrestle, I guess. Tag team triple threat match. We have the
That's
Usos
for the SmackDown titles.
for the SmackDown titles, SmackDown tag titles. The Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Did I say that right?
Yes,
Mhm.
and that is made up of
Luke Harper
Luke,
and
Eric Rowan,
Yeah.
who used to be with
The
Wyatt
Bray
family.
Wyatt guys.
Yes.
All right, so triple threat match. Who's the current champion? The Usos.
Yes.
That's one thing I wish that this scorecard, like I wish they put the little C in parentheses
Yeah.
following who the champion is. They do not. I'm gonna tweet them about that.
Yeah. I would. Too.
Oh, I just realized that the thing was right there.
Who do you got on this one, Lane?
I have the Usos.
Taggart?
I have the Bludgeon Brothers.
Okay, I have the Usos as well. I don't think there's any chance in the New Day winning, right? I mean,
No.
obviously none of us picked the
They're
New
not.
Day.
I don't think
I don't think
I don't think they've had a push enough to be able to.
they're over enough to where they don't even need the belts.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they're doing their thing and everybody loves them, and who cares if they have a belt around
Yeah,
them?
exactly.
So why put it on?
They
them?
hosted WrestleMania at one point,
Yeah.
so
I think that's why the Bludgeon Brothers need them.
Yeah, I mean you might be right
The New
there.
Day is only in this match because the Bludgeon Brothers
And then-
attacked Usos.
Yeah.
They attacked
and
both
New
of
Day,
them at the last.
So that
pay-per-view.
match never actually ended.
That's why I picked them because of that too.
Yeah.
So, because the Usos probably would have won that match anyways.
Yeah,
So.
that's a good call. I feel like I didn't really think about this one as much as I should, but I won't change my pick. I picked the
That
Usos. So.
and that's why you have to keep in touch and not just be looking on Twitter posts. So that's why I watch Raw and
Oh, you're getting
SmackDown.
scolded.
So
Except for the kids talking all this crap, but he doesn't watch it as much as he says he does.
I do.
So,
Money's gonna go right good in my wallet this year, like it did last year.
did you win it last year?
Yeah.
What?
The $5 on the scorecards. Are we doing that again this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that again this year.
Yeah.
You got $5 to throw in, Lane?
I do.
All right, good. So, let's see. What else do we got? We got a
I
United.
won the Rumble too with Oscar. Thanks.
Oh,
course you
well,
did.
you're disqualified then. You can't compete in this one then.
Yeah, you won with Oscar. Like legit. It was easy win.
we
well,
should
yeah,
explain
but-
how we do that, like when it gets closer to the rest of the Royal Rumble again.
We will for sure.
I think we did, didn't we?
Yeah, we
We-
talked
we
about
said
it on
that
Howdy
we
Radio.
put money
yeah.
in a hat and
Yeah,
stuff.
we explained it on Howdy Radio.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Okay.
we did. All right, United States Fatal 4-Way match. Is it just me or is there like a couple too many like 3-way and 4-way
Yeah,
matches?
I noticed that when I
Yeah,
was looking through it.
I think they're only doing that because they don't want to have like a.
it's just an easy way to include more people, is what
Right.
it is.
And also, I think it's so then they can have more. So then people are still interested because
Yeah.
people aren't just doing regular things because there's
But
no
at the same time,
disqualification for those
I feel
matches.
like a lot of times the 3 and 4-way matches aren't as good as just the regular matches. I think that happens a lot. But it's an easy way to include a lot of people.
Takes
in the
with
match.
it from the intimacy,
It does.
I believe.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Like it was the same way we were watching the
Read a book,
Impact versus Lucha Underground on Twitch tonight, and like there was a couple matches that were like 6-man tag matches, and it's like that's just so that they can just have everybody on the show all at once, which ain't a bad
There was some good
thing, but-
matches.
Yeah, that was a good show. I thoroughly
Yeah,
enjoyed
I liked it for
what
the
we
rest of it.
watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. United States Fatal 4-Way match. This is a SmackDown match, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got Randy Orton, who is the champion, versus Bobby Roode, versus Jinder Mahal, versus Rusev. Who do we got here, Lane?
Randy.
Randy Orton retains the title.
No.
He just won the title. He's the
Did
champ. He just
oh,
won
yeah,
the title.
I forgot about that.
Oh, look at who's schooling somebody now on the Twitter and stuff. So at the last pay-per-view, remember he won the belt then. So you've got
Yes, I
Orton
remember.
retaining the
Because
belt.
because I remember that because he's like one of the only people who has held every single belt.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Taggart.
I got Bobby Roode taking it back.
I got Bobby Roode also.
Randy Orton don't really need it. I don't
Yeah,
think.
exactly.
He just got that pop from the last one because I've never had the U.S. title before. Well, now
Exactly.
you do, and now you don't need it anymore.
I think
That's a good.
I think it was a combination of that, and then a combination of somebody
Making this
being
match.
able to win the belt at WrestleMania.
And also because
also
because Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton had some beef, so I think because he won, Jinder Mahal got more into the equation, so
Yeah.
then they could have this match. I don't know where Rusev came from.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's probably
They-
something on
they-
SmackDown we've
they
missed
just
why
had
Rusev
to-
is in it.
They
But
just had to.
I like Rusev.
They just had to do something so everybody could chant Rusev Day.
I wouldn't mind seeing Rusev. I'd be happy if Rusev did win it though. I like
But
Rusev.
he's been U.S. champion before.
Yeah.
Didn't he have like a super long reign when he was
Yeah.
undefeated?
Yeah. I like Rusev though, so
He
still.
won it from Cena, didn't he?
Yeah, he. Remember WrestleMania 31? He came out on a tank.
Yeah, that's right.
Remember that?
Yep.
That was awesome.
All right. One of the I think one of the matches that I think we're all looking forward to is for the SmackDown Women's title, which still blows me away that I'm that interested in what the women are doing in WWE because it used to be really terrible wrestling, but they've started to
We
do
were
some
talking
cool
about that
stuff
earlier.
now. So we've got the champion is Charlotte Flair versus our daggone stream froze.
No. It's still going.
Let me see if it's on mine.
Okay. Sorry for the technical delay here, but
No.
we're having so
Hey,
much
we had-
problems
we
with
had, like,
live
30
streaming on YouTube.
We had
It's so
35
stupid.
minutes worth.
It's frozen.
Okay, well let's just
still
keep
have audio.
talking. Whatever. All right, can you turn that off?
Yeah.
So,
Or I could restart it as a part 2.
yes, do that.
All right. We're going to keep talking on the podcast here, but give us just a second because